Hi, I'm back bitching about ghosts because I like to complain in my spare time. Um, so it's been quiet on the ghost front for a while. There's the pockets where there's going to be activity and then they go away and that whole thing. Basically, the last couple, I don't know, week or so, couple days, whatever it's been, I lose track. Minuscule things. Like it sounds like there are footsteps up and down the stairs. It sounds like noises that, like, I was in here in my room a couple days ago, and it was silent. There was nothing going on, and in the bathroom, something like clamored. It sounded like something fell, or I don't even know what. So I immediately run in there with my camera, like, okay, what did you do? Nothing was moved, nothing was disturbed. Stuff like that. Nothing that you can really put a pin in. So that was until Sunday night. Sunday night, so I've been taking melatonin to go to sleep lately because I've been having a really hard time sleeping. I don't know if it has anything to do with the ghost or not, but it is what it is. So I take the melatonin, but I still wake up at like 4 or 5 every morning, which is completely unheard of for me because I relish my sleep. You gotta scrape my dead ass out of bed at 6 a.m. and that is an early morning for me. So the fact that I'm waking up at 4, it's really weird. It's weird for me. Like my brain doesn't even turn on and function until 9. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I take the melatonin. Sunday night I took the NyQuil, sleep time NyQuil stuff, because I've been like really kind of congested and stuff lately. I think it's all the dust that's going on, or maybe I've developed allergies, whatever. But I took a NyQuil. I don't usually like to do that because it always makes me really foggy headed and groggy the next day. Like the cold medicine always just screws me up. So Sunday night, go to sleep like normal. Monday morning, I wake up and check my sleep recorder, and I got 2 voices. Oh, this is exciting. Um, the first voice, I don't really know how to describe other than it just sounds like scribbles. I don't know. Like that's the best the best way I can describe it. I'm gonna insert that here. Yeah, it's weird, right? So also I found a free audio cleanup program on the internet, and I use that because my biggest problem with all of my recordings is the like background white noise that always seems to be picked up, and it's really hard to hear some of the things clearly because of all the background distortion. So the 2 files that I have, like nothing happened, like I didn't alter them in any way, but I did take the white noise out and like make it louder. So that's why it sounds so much more quiet than the other ones. I finally figured out how to do that. Yay me. So the first one was scribbles, and I don't know what it is. I don't know whatever. So I decided to include it. The second one, it's a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. It actually, when I listened to it the first time, I got chills all up and down. I was like, oh no, that does not sound friendly. And it doesn't. I don't want to use the D word. Because who am I to assume its entity? I mean, it could be a gnome, it could be a fairy. I don't know. I'm not going to call it a demon, but it sounds like a demon. And again, I don't even fully believe in demons. But here we are. So I'm going to insert that one here. Scary, right? So I wanted to do the video and just real quick pop those in, just for whatever. And because Monday I was still so groggy headed from the cold medicine, I wasn't really in the mood to do the video. I just kind of like pushed it off, whatever. I was tired, lethargic, wasn't in the mood. But I did manage to make cookies for whatever reason. So I had a hand towel that was draped over the sink and a spatula on the counter from making the cookies. And around 12:30, I just get really tired and out of it, and I decide to go take a nap, which I rarely ever do. Come upstairs, go to take a nap, and I'm woken up about an hour later, and I hear like rustling or shuffling or something downstairs. And immediately I think, oh God, the dogs got out of their pen and they're destroying the house. Great. So jump up out of bed, go running downstairs, still out of it and foggy headed. And I noticed that the blanket that is at the end of the couch that I keep neatly folded was rumpled. Like, I don't know, like Aspen maybe ran amok and jumped all over the couch and, you know, messed up the blanket as she does when she's like jumping everywhere. So immediately I think, yep, they're out. You know, they're out of their pen. Let's see what damage they have done. I round the corner to go into the kitchen, and immediately I notice the hand towel that was draped over the sink is on the floor. Okay, she jumped up and drug it down. The spatula was on the floor. And, hold on. This stuffed animal, which I keep on my couch, was on the kitchen floor as well. So, okay, no big deal. They, you know, tore up the house, as they do. She jumped all over the couch, as evidenced by the rumpled blanket, grabbed this, took it into the kitchen, saw the cookies, which were thankfully put away enough for her not to get them, jumped up to try to get the spatula. I mean, it doesn't take a private investigator, a genius, to figure this out. Like, I can see what has happened. Also, underneath my main computer downstairs, I have like a little fuzzy rug, and that was all rumpled up. And one of my stuffed Nightmare Before Christmas keychain thingies that I have in the room across from mine was like stuffed under the rumpled up rug. As if, probably too full, ran up here, stole it, dragged it downstairs, got under the desk, her neat little like hiding cave, and was, you know, digging and rustling and making a nest, and like, I mean, it makes sense, right? So I'm taking all this in, and I look to my left. The dogs are still in their pen, and the door is closed, and it's locked. So because I'm still foggy headed from the cold medicine, this actually made sense to me. I thought, oh, it's Monday, it's Ryan's short day from school. He'll be home soon. So he's probably the one that put them back in their crate or their pen. Yeah, that made sense to me. He'll be home soon, so he probably put them away. And so I dropped it. I was still kind of confused, but I thought, whatever. I, you know, picked up everything. Ryan comes home, and by this time I'm a little bit more awake, and I realize, like, oh, wait a minute, like, that doesn't make sense, right? So just offhand, I'm like, hey, Ryan, even though I'm standing downstairs, when you got home, were the dogs out when you got home? And he looks at me like, are you insane? He's like, no. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to figure out, because the entirety of all that happened is very dog-like stuff. You know, these are things my dog would do. I don't know why a ghost is so good at making it look like dog havoc and then like to frame them or something. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how did they go back into the pen, close the gate, latch it? Like, they're not that smart. Don't let Aspen fool you. She'll tell you she's that smart, but she's not. So I let it go because it's obviously dog bullshit. I mean, there's really no other explanation other than the dogs got out and somehow put themselves back in their pen. Whatever. I decide to check the camera that is in the pantry, because even though it's behind a closed door and obviously I'm not going to see what happened, I thought maybe I'd be able to hear noises. I'd be able to hear them break out of their pen, because that camera does pick up any noise, like right outside the door. It picks up the dogs barking and whining all the time. So in that hour, I had reviewed all the sounds that it had picked up, and I never heard the gate open. I never heard, because it's a very distinctive noise that when, it's always Lola, because she got that big bonk head, so she'll push it out from the bottom, and you can very, like, distinctly hear the way the gate, like, latch pops, and they scurry out. And you can, it's very distinct, like, you know what that sound is. That never happened. But the entire hour that I was asleep, Aspen was barking, whining, and growling. Like something had her very upset. So I think to myself, and the sounds coming from her were always on the other side of the door. So it's not like she had gotten out and I could hear her barking and whining and having a fit throughout the house. You know, I didn't, it's not like I heard her in the living room barking. She was always right on the other side of the door. So this tells me that they did not escape, which obviously makes more sense because how would they get themselves back in the pen? But why is the ghost trying to frame my dogs? Like, that's the part I don't get. And Aspen is constantly freaking out. The other two, not so much. I mean, Twofold will bark, but whatever it is seems to really pick on Aspen, or she just doesn't like it the most. I don't know what's going on. So that was still really confusing. I'm still trying to process, like, exactly how this could have happened, but whatever. So because of this whole situation, I dug out one of my other cameras and I put that in the kitchen on the other side of the pen, facing them, because it seems like a lot of this activity kind of revolves around the dogs for whatever reason. It seems like it likes to pick on the dogs, or maybe it just likes the dogs in general. So I have a new camera up. I'm hoping to get some footage because, oh my God, how great would it have been if I already had that camera up and I could have seen the damn seahorse like floating through the air to get in the kitchen. Listen, I just need answers. That's really all it boils down to. I need answers. Or it's smart enough to know that there's a new camera and it's going to do its shenanigans somewhere else, which I'm starting to get the feeling it doesn't want to be on film, basically. So that was Monday afternoon. Monday night, I was outside and like on the porch patio, and we have those blinds that cover the doors to the patio, but they were cracked open so you could see into the house fairly well. I was sitting in the chair directly in front of that door, so my back was to the house. Something, I think, caught my attention, or I don't know, like something out of the corner of my eye, and I turned around and I looked through the blind slats and I saw a full-bodied figure. It was all dark though. It was like a solid black head to toe kind of body shape. There was no like colors or definition, but it like walked by that door really quickly. And it was about Ryan's size and shape, so I figured it was him. But part of me knew it really wasn't, because he makes a hell of a lot of noise, and there's no way he would have gone downstairs, gotten to the kitchen, you know, all that kind of stuff, and I didn't hear him. Because he is a bull in a china shop. So I'm watching this thing walk past my door and go around like where the table is, because that's where the dining table is directly in front of that door, and it walked past like it was going to sit down at the chair that Ryan always sits in. But as soon as it walked past and I see this big person shape, I kind of turn and I look, nobody was there. Like, to see him sit down, nobody was there. So I swing open the door and I'm like, Ryan, no answer. He's not in the kitchen. He's not in front of me. And I'm like, okay, so he's still upstairs with his headset on. That's definitely what's happening. So just to appease myself, I went upstairs, knocked on his door, like, hey, Ryan. Yeah. Okay, so obviously he never came downstairs. But I very, very, very distinctly saw a person-shaped thing, dark, solid, walk past the window. Like, I definitely saw that. It wasn't something that, because I turned my head, I saw, like, the chair really quick and thought it was movement. Like, I definitely saw what I saw. So, that was Monday. Today is Wednesday. Tuesday, obviously nothing happened. Tuesday is the day I put the new camera up, only to find out it doesn't have an SD card in it. So now I gotta go find one of those. It's a whole process. But I was out of the house. Most of the day yesterday. I went to lunch with my friend. So I really wanted to have my other sleep recorder set up and like all this stuff set up since I'm out of the house to see what happens when I'm gone. But didn't have the SD card. So once I get that set up, I hope to have more video evidence of stuff happening to and around the dogs. And that's it. So thanks for listening, and I'll probably be talking to you again. Let's be real. Okay? So thank you. Bye.